Race action for the limited late models getting ready to go. This time out of turn number 4. Green flag waves and we're underway. Down into turn number 1. Looks like it's going to be Awalt on the top side in the 17 machine with the early lead coming out of turn number 2. Down the back chute for the first time into turn number 3. Awalt with a big puff of smoke out of the 17 machine. A good head of steam, though. He'll lead lap number 1. RC in second spot. Farquhar is third. Gary Hunter 4th. And Vega rounds out the field in 5th. Lap number 1 of 8 in the books. Awalt looking really good down the back chute in turn number 3. Again, tire smoke possibly off the number 17 machine as we enter corner number 3. The car looks great, though. Hanging on to that lead, going to lead lap number 2. Good battle developing for second spot. That is the 9 machine of Pete RC. Hanging on to that spot right now. Landon Farquhar in the 78 car trying to do everything he can to get around RC right now. RC bobbles through the middle of turns 3 and 4. Farquhar makes the move, takes the spot out of turn 4. Landon Farquhar up to that second spot. Sets his sights on the 17 of Adrian Awalt. Awalt, though, with almost a straightaway advantage over Farquhar in the 78 car. Awalt snug through the middle of turn number 4. The car still maintaining a great pace around South Texas Speedway as we come to the halfway mark. 4 down, 4 to go.
90's off.
And the 90 machine of Jesse Vega making the hard right turn off the Speedway out of turn number 3. Looks like his heat race is done. Tough break for the young man in the Corpus Christi, Texas, driving the number 90 machine. Still, Awalt out front with 5 laps down and 3 laps to go. Farquhar is second, RC third. Gary Hunter rounds out the field in 4th. I tell you what, no sponsors on that 17 machine. Hip Pocket Racing right now, and it's looking like the young man deserves all the help he can get as he comes to 2 to go with a commanding lead in your limited late model heat race. Farquhar is second, RC still third, and Gary Hunter still rounds us out in 4th. Awalt down the back chute once again. Going to be looking squarely at the white flag this time by 1 more lap to go for Adrian Awalt, your leader in your limited late model heat race here at South Texas Speedway. Farquhar still second. RC and Hunter still round us out 3 and 4 respectively. All right, folks. Through turn number 3, turn number 4 for the final time. Make some noise for the winner, Adrian Awalt in the 17 machine. Farquhar going to come across in second. RC will be third. And Gary Hunter are going to round us out in the 4th and final spot. Going green right now. And a great start off the outside for James Lee, the driver of the 563 machine. Going to lead the field down into turn number 1. A very wobbly turn number 1 for James Lee. Calhoun trying to close the gap. He's side by side with Dwayne McWhorter down the back chute into turn number 3. Zachary Calhoun up on the top side. We've got one around. That is Roy Walker all the way around in turn number 3. Roy going to keep it going. We stay clean and we stay green. Meanwhile, it looks like Calhoun has lost a position to the 17 of Crystal Smith, and we've got a side-by-side battle for the lead at a turn 2. McWhorter on the bottom. James Lee with the extra momentum around the top side. Out of turn number 4, a little bit sideways into turn 3. 3 wide at a turn 4. Calhoun, Smith, and Lee side by side down the front stretch into turn number 1. You can throw a blanket over 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on the racetrack right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's still McWhorter. Out of turn 2 down the back chute. Lee around on the outside. The top side of turn 2 is great so far tonight. Not so much on the other end. McWhorter with the lead. Calhoun in second. Lee third at the stripe. Into turn number 1 again. Now Calhoun trying to get down to the bottom. McWhorter shuts the door. Might have caught a toe or two in there. Down the back chute into turn number 3. McWhorter out front by himself. Calhoun on the bottom gets around James Lee for second. Lee back to third. Rahi's up to 4th. Crystal Smith rounds out the top 5. Still a great battle for the lead. 2, 3, 4, and 5 starting to spread themselves out just a little bit, and then we bunch them up again coming into turn 3. James Lee and Zachary Calhoun, make some contact. Lee with a short end of that stick hangs onto that 3rd spot. Calhoun slams the door, definitely caught the toes that time on the 563. You can see the damage on the left side of the race car for Zachary Calhoun trying to come in and take the lead away from Dwayne McWhorter. tires, 6 down, 2 to go. McWhorter still your leader. Calhoun in second spot. James Lee still third. Lee once again looking to the inside of turn number 2, drifts all the way up the racetrack, trying to dive down off the top, use the banking to his advantage. Doesn't look like it's going to work. Here comes Rahi with 1 lap to go. McWhorter still out front. Now Calhoun to the bottom of turn number 1. Nearly does hit the tractor tire. Slides up into Dwayne McWhorter. A little bit of rubbing is racing right there. Calhoun with the bottom line out of turn number 2. Good run down the back chute into 3 for Calhoun. Can he hang on to it? Takes the lead into turn number 3. And yes, as Roy walkers around in turn 3, it'll be Calhoun with the win. McWhorter in second. Rahi is third. Crystal Smith fourth. And Derek Gonzalez rounds out the top 5 with James Lee having some last lap issues. Emod Heat Racing, heat race number 2 coming at you out of turn number 4. Jason Langford, Gilbert Perez lead him to the stripe. Langford leads the field down on the bottom of turns number 1 and 2, but here comes Perez around the outside. Perez going to use the outside line to take the lead out of turn 2. Oh, and Gilbert Perez is all the way around in turn 3. Oh, and collects Sam Chapa right there. Let's see if Sam can get her back running. Looks like we got a yellow on the racetrack, and then there's the green flag. Failure to communicate. And Jason Langford this time gets the best of Brianna Weechie out of turn number 2. He'll lead the field into turn 3. Langford has to get on the binders as he nearly loses it through 3. Here comes Weechie to close the gap at the 59 machine. Here comes Choppa off the bottom of turn number 4. Sam Choppa looking underneath the 15 of Jamie Sullivan. Sullivan takes the line away into turn number 1. Choppa hangs on to that 4th spot. Nathan Rahi right now in 5th. There's a shot in the shorts from Gilbert Perez to Zach Courtney. No harm, no foul, but there's definitely some contact there. You can see the damage on the nose of the 36 machine. That was a point, not a wave of the black flag. Just a warning there for Perez. And this time he makes the move out of turn number 2. Side by side down the back chute. Courtney backs out of it a little bit. Perez takes the 6th spot. Langford still your leader. Weechie in 2nd spot. Choppa is 3rd. The 15 machine of Sullivan sits in that 4th spot. Nathan Rahi rounds out the top 5. Oh! And that was the 15 of Jamie Sullivan getting real tight in turn number 2. Loses 2 spots. Rahi goes by for 4th. Perez goes by for 5th. Side by side down the front stretch for that 2nd spot. Choppa on the inside. Nearly loses it through the transition. Weechie going to hang on to the 2nd spot down the back chute. Jason Langford, meanwhile, has laid the keys on the front desk and checked out on heat race number 2. Langford with a full straightaway over Weechie in the 2nd spot. Choppa's still 3rd. Rahi still 4th. Perez still 5th. Down the back chute into turn number 3. Should be coming to 2 to go this time by your leader. Still Jason Langford. There it is. 2 laps to go. Weechie, Choppa, Rahi, and Perez round out the top 5. Still pretty much in his own time zone. Just cruise control right now for the 88W. The white flag going to come out this time by for Jason Langford. The car looks comfortable. The car looks smooth. Very calm through the corners. And still a full straightaway between himself and 2nd spot. Into turn 3 for the final time. Langford going to be looking squarely at the checkered flag. He'll take the win in heat race number 2. And Brianna Weechie going to be 2nd. Sam Choppa 3rd. Nathan Rahi 4th. And rounding out the top 5, that will be Gilbert Perez the 3rd. Jamie Sullivan. Looks like we're missing the 51. Green flag is out and we are underway. And Carlucci leads the field out of turn number 2, but here comes Sean Ward. Sean hungry after a disqualification last week robbed him of the official win. Was definitely the first to cross the finish line, though. Sean looking to take over the lead in heat race number 1. Carlucci still out front. Sean Ward there in that second position. Third spot is Tommy Miller. Caitlin Leonard rounds out the top 4. Side by side for 5th into turn number 3, Shiloh Broadnax on the bottom of the racetrack. Alongside the 6 car of Daniel Preston. Side by side of the turn 4 again. Not going to make that call at the line. That's why I'm not a racetrack judge. I'm hearing it was given to the 58 machine, so Shiloh Broadnax, hanging on to it. Looking underneath Caitlin Leonard, a little bit of bump and rub. Leonard hangs on to it through the transition. A little bit loose on the exit, slides up the racetrack. Leonard with the spot at the stripe. Here comes Shiloh on the bottom, though. In the 58 machine, side by side through turns 1 and 2. Your leader is still Carlucci, way out front with Sean Ward as we cross the halfway mark, folks. 4 down, 4 to go. Broadnax gets around for that 4th spot. Here comes the 1 machine on the inside. That's Jarrett Barber. Barber takes over that 5th spot. Leonard back to 6th. Daniel Preston has picked up a feature win here in pure stock action this year. He's sitting right now in the 7th position in heat race number 1. Ryan Carlucci still your leader with about a car length between himself and Sean Ward. Ward, like I said earlier, had the win taken away in the tech area last week. Sean is hungry for sure. Gunning for that $750 top prize tonight as we come to 2 to go. 2 to go at the stripe. Carlucci still out front. Sean Ward still 2nd. Miller still 3rd. 4th spot belongs to the 1 of Jarrett Barber. And Shiloh Broadnax rounds out the top 5. Gonna be coming to the 1 to go. White flag in the air. 1 more lap around South Texas Speedway for Ryan Carlucci. Sean Ward really just cruise control right now. Knows he's not going to close the gap with 1 to go. Going to save the equipment and getting ready to go for that $750 top prize tonight. Through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Carlucci a little bit loose on the exit. Ward a little bit tight through the middle, but the checkered going to go to Ryan Carlucci. Sean Ward takes the 2nd spot. 3rd spot gonna be the 54 of Miller. Then it's gonna be Jarrett Barber and Shiloh Broadnax rounding out the top 5. Caitlin Leonard and Daniel Preston, the balance of the field. And Colt Beaver from Cold Spring rounding out the field as we go green. 3 wide in the back down into turn number 1. That's Beaver on the bottom of the racetrack. Gonna pick up 2 spots. Gets around both Sewell and Castaneda. Meanwhile, we were nearly side by side into turn number 3. Chuck Perry gonna lead the field out of 4. He'll lead lap number 1 with Jamie Deere hot on his heels as we're 3 wide out of turn number 4. Everybody hungry for that $750 top prize tonight. There's a little rubbing and racing going on through turns 1 and 2. Colt Beaver, though, the man on the move right now, picking up 3 spots so far in heat race number 2. Making his way through the field up to 4th. It's still Perry out front. Deere in 2nd. The 39 of John Wilson sits in 3rd. Then it's Beaver, Sewell, Castaneda, and Ramirez rounding out the field. Here comes Beaver underneath Wilson into turn number 3. Colt Beaver underneath John Wilson, going to take over that 3rd spot. Chuck Perry still your leader in the 115 machine. Into turn number 3. Should be looking at cross flags halfway mark this time by, folks. 4 down, 4 to go. Chuck Perry, Jamie Deere nearly nose to tail through turns 1 and 2, and Colt Beaver right there behind him. Beaver once again started dead last in this heat race, has made his way up to 3rd. 5 in the books, 3 to go this time by. Still Perry out front. Deere is 2nd. Beaver is 3rd. We got a good battle for 5th. Give the spot to Castaneda into turn number 1. Mason Castaneda getting around Joshua Sewell for that 5th position. Coming out of turn number 4, Chuck Perry going to be looking at 2 to go this time by. There it is, 2 laps around South Texas Speedway. Heat race number 1. The laps ticking off quickly. Deere looks to the inside knowing he's got 2 laps left. About a half a car, maybe a full car out of turn number 2. Separate your top 2 cars. Here comes Colt Beaver, though, on the inside with a good run down the back chute into 3. And Wilson is around in turn number 3. As the white flag is out, looks like John's going to keep it running. We stay clean and we stay green. Wilson losing it all on his own. Well, I say that. John parks it in turn number 3. Checkered flag coming out. Perry with the win. Jamie Deere in second. Beaver will be third. Castaneda fourth. Sewell will be fifth. And John Wilson gonna round out the top Corpus Christi. Barry Major inside that third row alongside Sierra Smith, sponsored by Ace Transmissions, and James Aramendia. Starting shotgun on row number 4. Looks like Johnny Westfall going to lead the field out of turn number 2. Here comes the bulldozer. Jerry Walters up to that second spot. Walters and Horlica got a good run going down the front chute here into turn number 1. Horlica on the bottom, Jerry Walters up top. Walters now takes over that second spot from Horelka in the 19 machine. A good battle for fourth as well between Barry Major and Jesse Sandoval. Major trying to get down to the very bottom of the racetrack, take the spot from Sandoval. Meanwhile, Jerry Walters setting his sights on your leader. Johnny Westfall hanging on to that top spot right now. Should be 3 laps in the books, 5 to go. This time by. Westfall just barely clinging to about a 3/4 of car between himself and Walters. Walters sets the 127 machine up down on the bottom out of turn number 4, closes that gap to nearly nothing. Westfall once again pulls it to about a half a car down the front chute into turn number 1. Walters slowly eroding the lead down the back chute into turn 3. Westfall still out front as we crawl. That was halfway last time. That's 5 down, 3 to go right there. Horelka in third. Sandoval is fourth, and Barry Major rounds out the top 5. This time, folks, going to be coming to 2 to go at the flag stand. Walters entering the corner. A little bit snug that time. Race car a little upset. Going to lose a bit of ground as we come to 2 to go. Now 2 or 3 car lengths separate your top 2 cars. Walters once again closing the gap back up into turn number 1. Down the back chute into turn number 3. Westfall still your leader. Walters once again a little upset through the transition as the white flag is out. 1 lap to go in heat race number 3. Walters with a great run that time out of turn 4. Bumping and grinding through turns 1 and 2. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Down the back stretch into turn number 3 for the final time. Westfall out front. Barring catastrophe, I'd say the win is his. Yes, it is. Westfall with the win. Walters in second spot. Horelka going to come across the line in third. Sandoval fourth. And Aramendia going to come across the line in fifth. Barry Major will be sixth, and Sierra Smith going to round us out in seventh. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your drivers. It's going to be going 8 laps. Green flag is out right now. And we're already 3 wide going into turn number 1 with Pesic, Aguirre, and Stevens. Side by side into turn number 1. Looks like out of turn 2, though, going to be Lynn Fox with the lead. Hector Aguirre moves into that second spot. Here comes Stevens for third. Pesic's trying to get by for fourth. 3 wide at a turn number 4. Street stock heat racing, hard and heavy here tonight at South Texas Speedway as now Aguirre takes the lead at a turn number 2. The Sames Ford sponsored 113 taking the lead down the back chute into turn number 3. The 13S of William Stevens gets by for second. Third spot is Lynn Fox. Michael Pesic in fourth, and rounding out. Oh, there's some contact down the front side. Leads him to the green. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. We're back underway with 2 down and 6 to go. And Aguirre immediately to the bottom of the racetrack. Shuts the door on Stevens, but Stevens trying to get his toe under there anyway. The 13S machine hanging on to that second spot down the back chute. Here comes Michael Pesic. I believe picked up 2 feature wins here this year in street stock action. Aguirre leads lap number 3. Stevens still in that second spot. We got a good 3-car battle for third. Give the spot to Michael Pesic. Gets around Fox for that third spot. Fox back to 4th. Here comes Jason Fitch on the inside. Fitch now around Fox. Lynn Fox back to 5th. There's the halfway mark, folks. 4 down, 4 to go. Still a good battle up front. Hector Aguirre leading it right now, but William Stevens all over the back bumper of that 113 machine. We've got 8 around in turn number 2. That is the number 8 car, Stephen Buchanan. And now side by side at the stripe, Stevens underneath. Into turn number 1. Side by side with Aguirre through turns 1 and 2. Give the spot to Stevens down the back chute. Oh, and Stevens that time tight as the double flags come out. 2 laps to go, and now Pesic is around. Michael Pesic slides into the 13 machine, makes contact with Hector, and goes around in turn number 1. Michael Pesic racing hard as the white flag going to be coming out this time around for Stevens. And now Aguirre has problems in turn number 3. Going to lose the second spot to Jason Fitch as the white flag is out. William Stevens is your leader in the 13S machine. Jason Fitch now from dead last to second. And out of turn number 4, a face full of checkered flag for the 13 of William Stevens. Jason Fitch in second, Hector Aguirre in third, Lynn Fox 4th, and Cheryl Gray going to round out the top 5 in the BD1. Looks like David Shurey out there as well. DS&S Construction, Domino's Pizza, the sponsors on the 38 machine. The 90 is Dustin Butcher. And the 37 is Andrew Van Blarkum. And it looks like Shunka going to lead him down the back chute in the turn number 3 in the 07 machine. Chuck Perry hanging on that second spot a little sideways at a turn number 4. Shurey. David Shurey in the third spot. The BD2 is Eddie Ross. He's in that 4th position right now. Oh, Shurey once again bobbles on the bottom of turns 1 and 2. Here comes Ross. Eddie Ross on the inside of turn number 3 trying to slide David Shurey. 1 line up off the bottom. Dustin Butcher biding his time, trying to make his way around. Meanwhile, Shunka checking out on the field. Logan Shunka with almost a straightaway advantage over Chuck Perry. Perry still in that second spot, about 2 lanes up off the bottom of the racetrack, right through the middle of turns 3 and 4. David Shurey is third. Eddie Ross running in 4th right now. Dustin Butcher rounds out the top 5. Here comes Shurey underneath Perry for second spot. Side by side of the turn number 2. Down the backstretch into 3, still side by side with Shurey on the bottom. Perry very tight through the transition. Going to lose 1, 2, almost 3 spots. So Chuck Perry back to 4th. The race car very tight through the middle of turns 3 and 4. Logan Shunka still the leader in the 07 machine, making it look easy right now. Coming out of turn number 4. David Shurey still in that second spot. Eddie Ross is now third. Here comes Chuck Perry, though, trying to get back around. Perry losing a couple spots early on. And your leader going to be coming to 2 to go this time at the stripe. Perry once again snug to the transition in 3 and 4. Going to lose that 4th spot to Dustin Butcher. Dustin Butcher and Chuck Perry, the best battle on the racetrack right now as the white flag comes out for your leader, Shunka. Logan Shunka right now with the lead. David Shurey in second spot. Third spot belongs to Eddie Ross. Butcher has gotten around at the line for 4th, but here comes Perry back around the outside of turn number 2. Meanwhile, at the exit of turn 4, squarely at the checkered flag, that is Logan Shunka with limited modified heat race number 1. David Shurey in second spot. Eddie Ross is third. Perry hangs on for 4th. Dustin Butcher, rounds out the top 5. And it looks like Stephen Whitaker Jr. driving the 2R alongside Tom Grothuse in the 11. Whitaker swapping cars, driving Ray Shallman's 2R machine. Green flag is waved. We're already into turn number 3 and looks like going to be leading lap number 1, 23 of Kevin Schelling. Lawrence Maklachek and Caleb Hudgens side by side for second at the line. Maklachek with the spot at the stripe. Oh, we've got Greg Carlucci Jr. around in turn number 2. That is probably going to give us a caution. Nope. Greg gets it pointed in the right direction. We're going to stay clean and stay green. Lawrence Maklachek now your leader in the 87 machine. Schelling in second spot. Hudgens is third. Cody Leonard on the bottom of the racetrack alongside Stephen Whitaker Jr. We're nearly 4 wide at a turn number 4. Whitaker on the binders hard to avoid contact with the 23 machine of Kevin Schelling. Whitaker started inside that 4th row and 7th spot has made his way up to 4th as we come to halfway this time by. Lawrence Maklachek still your leader in the 87 machine. Greg Carlucci about to go a lap down in the BD3 car. Maklachek makes his way around. Carlucci Jr. now a lap car. Here comes Stephen Whitaker Jr. Has gotten up to 3rd, looking underneath Schelling for 2nd. Not going to happen into turn number 3. Schelling still 2nd, Whitaker 3rd. We're 3 wide at turn 4. Cody Leonard, Caleb Hudgens, and Hunter Flanagan giving us that show. 3 wide once again at a turn number 2. Your leader, Lawrence Maklachek, coming into the 2 to go this time by. Maklachek out front. 2nd spot is Schelling. 3rd spot, Stephen Whitaker Jr. 4th now belongs to last race feature winner, Hunter Flanagan. Flanagan hanging on that 4th spot and gets around Hudgens. White flag going to be in the air this time by for Lawrence Maklachek. Over a straightaway, back to 2nd spot. Now 2nd spot belongs to... Whitaker up to that 2nd spot, but it's too little too late. Lawrence Maklachek gonna take the win in heat race number 2. 2nd spot gonna be Stephen Whitaker Jr. in the 2R. Flanagan will be 3rd, Schelling 4th, and Hudgens rounds out the top 5. Green flag is out. Looks like that was Tyler. Tyler gonna join the field. Green flag is out. Brandon Skinner jumps out to the lead at a turn number 2. Jenny Barber in 2nd spot. All 3 of your top 3 cars right now have picked up feature wins here this year in Bomber competition. Skinner with the lead right now. Barber in 2nd spot. Dudley is 3rd. Chris Dudley, winner opening night here at South Texas Speedway. And Brandon Skinner going to lead lap number 2. 2 laps down, 6 laps to go. Barber is 2nd, Dudley still 3rd. Joseph Maklachek in 4th. And Tyler Gilpin rounding us out in 5th spot. Your top 3 cars about 2 car lengths apart, maybe 3 car lengths apart from one another. A little bit spread out, no change in the running order. Still Skinner, Barber, Dudley, the top 3. Joseph Maklachek and Tyler Gilpin about to have a good battle for that 4th spot. Maklachek a little bit sideways through turns 1 and 2. Gilpin right there, but can't take advantage. There's the halfway mark, folks. 4 down, 4 to go. For your leader, Brandon Skinner in the 2 car. Jenny Barber closing the gap pretty quickly there in the 19 machine. She's got it down to about a car length. Those 2 have really started to pull away from Chris Dudley. Skinner stretching the lead out down the straightaway, but Barber closing the gap in the corners. Really well, I might add. Driving it in a little bit deeper is Jenny Barber in the 19 machine, carrying some momentum through the corner. Skinner coming to 2 to go this time by. Brandon Skinner with 2 laps to go. Jenny Barber in that 2nd spot. Chris Dudley is 3rd. Maklachek and Gilpin still the balance of the field this time. Your leader, Brandon Skinner, going to be looking at the white flag one more time around South Texas Speedway. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. One more trip around the oval here at Corpus Christi. Down the backstretch for the final time into turn number 3. Looks like barring catastrophe, this one's going to go to Mr. Skinner in the 2 car. Out of turn 4, staring squarely at the checkered flag. Yes, indeed. Brandon Skinner with the win. Jenny Barber in second. Chris Dudley will be third. Looks like Joseph Maklachek going to bring her home in fourth. Tyler Gilpin, going to round out the field in fifth. Ladies and gentlemen, take this time to stand up, stretch your legs. Front row. Green flag is out. We are underway. Limited late model feature, here at South Texas Speedway. Awalt leads the field off the outside of turn number 2. Down the backstretch into turn number 3. RC settles into that second spot. Landon Farquhar is third. Fourth is Gary Hunter. And with the hood flapping, that's Jesse Vega there in fifth. Awalt leads lap number 1. Down the backstretch once again into turn number 3. Landon Farquhar now underneath Pete RC for second. Give the spot to Farquhar into turn number 3. Oh, a little bit of a door bang there. Farquhar showing him some right rear slides. RC up the racetrack. Farquhar into that second spot. Now, not a whole lot of laps going on here tonight for the limited late models. Let's see if Farquhar can close the gap. Awalt has already built up almost a straightaway over the rest of the field. Let's see what Farquhar can do. The 78 machine starts to run him down. Looks like Gary Hunter's gotten around Pete RC for third. RC back to fourth. Jesse Vega still rounds us out in fifth. Now the gap is closed dramatically between Adrian Awalt and Landon Farquhar. Farquhar only about a half a straightaway behind now. Into turn number 1. Farquhar driving the 78 machine in deep. The car up on the bars, looking good. Down the backstretch into turn 3. Closing the gap again to about a car and a half. Farquhar really on the move, trying to close that gap. Awalt stretches it out a little bit down the front stretch into turn number 1. Farquhar driving that car in deep with a good run up off the bottom of turn number 2. They're nearly side by side down the backstretch. Into turn 3, Farquhar on the bottom, slides Awalt up the racetrack as we come to the halfway mark. 6 down, 6 to go. Farquhar with the lead. Awalt now with a fire underneath the race car, but it goes out. Looks like we're A-OK. Farquhar still your leader out of turn number 4. Awalt in second spot, not letting him run away. Only about a car length separate the two. 7 laps down, 5 laps to go. Oh, Farquhar bobbles in the middle of turn number 2. Here comes Awalt underneath into turn 3. Side by side, Awalt slides him up the racetrack. Adrian Awalt back to the top spot. Farquhar back to second. A rare mistake by the driver of the 78 machine, and it's tight entering turn number 1 this time. Something may have broken on the 78 machine. Farquhar with his hands full in turn number 1. A little bit better on the other than the racetrack. 3 and 4 looking pretty good. Let's see what happens here in turn number 1. Once again, the race car slow down around the bottom of the racetrack, tight as we're going to be coming to 2 to go this time by. Awalt with another big flash of fire out of the headers. Still your leader out of turn number 4. Lap traffic coming into play. Jesse Vega in the 90 machine. About to go a lap down in turn number 1. Awalt makes quick work of Vega down the back chute out of turn number 2 into turn 3. This time Awalt going to be looking squarely at the white flag. 1 more lap to go around South Texas Speedway. Farquhar gets around Vega as well. Gary Hunter third, Pete RC in fourth. Down the back chute for the final time into turn number 3. Smooth sailing, led almost every lap. Gonna lead the last one, take the win. Adrian Awalt in the 17 machine. Some noise. You need a trophy, Ted? There you go. Adrian Awalt, ladies and gentlemen. Down here, James Ford, Victory Lane. First Feature win for the young man out of Victoria, Texas. Adrian, looked good out there, brother.
Appreciate it. It was pretty easy, actually.
Had a little bit of challenge. Landon got underneath you once. Bobbled coming into turn 2. That's really all you needed. Saw the hole and went for it, right?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to start out in front. I'm a rookie. I've only ran a couple races, and once he got in front of me, I kind of got the pace and caught him.
Well, brother, you got anybody you want to thank on the race car?
My brother.
You and your brother, man, making a good team here tonight. Congratulations, Adrian. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Adrian Awald. Gonzalez. Green flag is out. We are underway. And Perez going to lead the field through turn number 1. Down on the bottom, looks like he's going to slide up the racetrack out of turn 2. Here comes Langford. Jason Langford taking the lead down the back chute into turn number 3, the 88W. Perez back to second. Sam Chapa now going to be third in the 14. Crystal Smith is fourth. Chapa nearly losing it down the front chute. Oh, and McWhorter slows. We've got a big wreck on the front stretch right here. Sam Chapa got sideways. Dwayne McWhorter got on the brakes, got all the way around, and got drilled by the 69, I believe it was, of Jesse Sandoval. Tracking the 69 machine. Green is out. We're back underway. Once again, Gilbert Perez leads us down into turn number 1. Trying to keep it glued to the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like we'll be successful this time. Oh, and that is Zach Calhoun. Lost control of the race car. Green flag is back out. We are back underway. Perez once again leads the field down into turn number 1. Langford trying to get down to the bottom as quickly as possible to take over that second spot. Sam Chapa right there in third. Look on the outside. That is the 25, I believe, of Nathan Rahi. We're 3 wide coming out of turn number 4. Rahi on the outside, Chapa in the middle, Crystal Smith on the very bottom of the racetrack. We got a wad of them over in turn number 4. Green flag is back out, folks. 1 lap down, 19 laps to go. Gilbert Perez going to lead the field once again through turns 1 and 2. Langford in second spot. Nathan Rahi is third. Sam Chapa, Crystal Smith round out the top 5. Langford's car gets really tight right through the middle of turn number 4. Rahi on the binders to avoid contact. Chapa still 4th. Crystal Smith is still 5th, but here comes Zach Courtney around the outside. Smith gets around Chapa for 4th. Here comes Courtney on the bottom of turn number 3. We're nearly 3 wide through turn 3. Zachary Calhoun now getting around Sam Chapa as well. Chapa backpedaling early on here in the feature. A little bit of a love tap there to Zach Courtney. We're side by side down the back chute into turn 3 for second spot. Jason Langford on the bottom. Nathan Rahi up top. Give the spot to Langford at the stripe. Rahi is 3rd. 4th is Crystal Smith, and it's Zach Calhoun and Zach Courtney. Roy Walker, Sam Chapa, and Ricky Rogers round out the top 10. Coming around to complete lap number 5, Gilbert Perez still leading this thing. Langford in second spot. Nathan Rahi is in 3rd. And then Crystal Smith and Zach Calhoun round out the top 5. Courtney, Walker, Chapa, Rogers, and Sullivan, your top 10. Jason Langford taking the scenic route through the infield down around the bottom of turn number 4. Hangs onto that spot, though. Nathan Rahi not able to close the gap and take second position. Your leader still Gilbert Perez in the 36 machine. Jason Langford once again tight right to the middle of turn number 4. Having to correct the 88 machine, bring it back around. 3rd spot still belongs to Nathan Rahi. 4th is still Crystal Smith. And Zach Calhoun still rounds out the top 5. Those first 3 cars have started to pull away from the rest of the field. You can see Jason Langford trying to maybe move up a line off the bottom and see what's going on with that 88W machine. Is Roy Walker now taking the scenic route through the infield, about the bottom of turn number 4. Jamie Sullivan gets a little crossways in 4 as well. Back up front, meanwhile, entering turn number 3, we're about to cross the halfway mark. And that's Zachary Calhoun this time, taking a scenic route through the infield. We got a challenge for the lead in turn number 1. Langford to the bottom. Perez loses it in turn number 2. Gilbert Perez all the way around. Arco and green flag racing this time out of turn number 4. Langford this time leans us down into turn number 1 with 9 laps complete and 11 laps to go. Oh, and there's another big wreck in turn number 2.
Way high, turn 2, way high.
Looks like McWhorter. Top 5, 9 laps complete, 11 to go. Green flag is out. We're underway. And Crystal Smith around on the front. Gonna keep her going. We'll stay green. Dwayne McWhorter back onto the racetrack. Jason Langford looks like going to lead them past halfway this time. That's 10 down, 10 to go. Nathan Rahi in second spot. Zach Calhoun, third. Zach Courtney in fourth. Roy Walker rounds out the top 5. Rahi underneath Langford. A little bit of bump and run in turn number 4. Perez keeps it going in turn 2. Langford holding off a hard charge in Nathan Rahi. Jason Langford and Nathan Rahi both exhibiting great car control in turns 3 and 4. Langford still your leader, 11 down, going to be 12 this time by. 12 laps complete right here. Your leader, Jason Langford, loses it coming out of turn number 4. That's going to give the lead to Nathan Rahi. Boy, Langford rolls it out right in front of Sam Choppa, nearly gets smoked on the exit of turn 4. Nathan Rahi still your leader in the 25A. Zachary Calhoun now up to that second spot. Zach Courtney is third. Roy Walker fourth, and Jordan Sandoval cracking that top 5 after some early altercations in the feature. Gilbert Perez the third around in turn number 4. Perez trying to keep it moving, keep it rolling, facing the wrong way on a one-way street. We're still green. Perez rolls it back out onto the racetrack. Still Langford, your leader. The 5A of Eric Rahi leaving the Speedway. Sam Choppa setting up a donut shop down in the bottom of turn number 4 in the 14 car. Going to pull it back onto the racetrack. We stay clean and stay green. Looks like Gilbert Perez slow down the back chute, keeping it up out of the groove. Meanwhile, you've got a battle heating up for the lead. Jason Langford dealing with a lap car, Bill Dunker. We've got Dwayne McWhorter around in turn number 2. We're going to stay green once again, but Langford really having to deal with Nathan Rahi right now in the 25A. You're right, he's not. My mistake, ladies and gentlemen. Jason Langford about to go a lap down after spinning at the bottom of turn number 4. So that means that Eric Rahi is your leader, and Zachary Calhoun right there on the bottom in second spot. My mistake, folks. Forgot about Langford's earlier spin a few laps ago. We're going to be coming to 2 to go this time by at the line. Nathan Rahi, your leader in the 25A. Here comes Calhoun on the outside. They split. McWhorter going into turn number 1. Rahi still with the lead out of turn 2, but Calhoun with a great run on the top side. Drag race into turn number 3. The 88 machine of Jason Langford, your earlier leader, now going to come into play as the white flag comes in the air. One more lap to go for Nathan Rahi. Calhoun on the bottom once again in turn number 1. There's contact for sure. Calhoun going to get around out of turn number 2 down the back chute for the final time. Into turn 3 on the bottom of the racetrack. Out of turn number 4. Going to take the checkered flag. Zachary Calhoun with the win. Nathan Rahi second. Zach Courtney is third. Roy Walker fourth. And I believe Jordan Sandoval going to round out the top 5. He's out of the race car, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise. 2 races in a row. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 in a row for this young man. Zach Calhoun with the win. The last lap pass, brother, you knew that you had to make your own way to get around Nathan there. It was a hard-fought couple of laps between the two of you. Rubbin's racing in this case, right, brother?
Yeah, I don't know how he saw that. I thought I had the inside line. I didn't mean anything bad. It's fun racing. I love those guys.
Absolutely, man. It looked good on the racetrack. The car held up. Now, I hear that you had a little bit of on the backside, and I'm going to tell you that you're not the only one, because that has also happened to yours truly. Tell the nice people what happened to you on the backside, brother.
Well, on the back straightaway, everything was good, and then I pulled up, and the steering wheel came with me.
So at that moment, to get the car stopped, luckily you're okay, the race car's okay, and you went to the back, brought it back for a win, man, and that's pretty good right there. That's a good story to tell.
Yeah, I'll surely explain that one. I was scared shitless.
Your story, let me tell you, ended a lot better than mine did, because mine ended with a turn one on the outside of the racetrack. Junked a race car, had a rough night, but you pulled it out, man. Congratulations on the win. Real quick, anybody you want to thank on the car?
I just want to thank my parents, Marlin Works Inc., Dar Pro, Daryl Lar Pro Sec, and everyone just comes out here to watch.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, Zachary Calhoun with the win tonight. 2 in the Emod division here at South Texas Speedway. Hey, Ryan, come here, brother. I don't know that I can go all the way. I don't know that I can go that far. Hi. Starting on the pole from right here in Corpus Christi, Texas, driving the number 34 machine, it is Ryan Carlucci. Starting outside the front row. Double duty here tonight at South Texas Speedway. Driving the number 115, Sames Ford sponsored entry. That's going to be Mr. Chuck Perry. Starting inside, row number 2, from Goliad, Texas, driving the number 19 machine, Mike Horelka. Starting outside of him, driving the number 15D machine from Corpus Christi, Texas, that is going to be Jamie Deere. Inside the third row, from Victoria, Texas, driving the number 9 machine, Johnny Westfall. And hungry tonight, for sure, driving the 889 from Corpus Christi, Texas, Mr. Sean Ward. Moving on down to inside row number 4, driving the number 7 machine tonight from Corpus Christi, Texas. Come on, Ted. Come on, Ted. Come on, Ted. Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. Sandoval. And outside the 4th row, driving the number 54 machine tonight from Skidmore, Texas, Tommy Miller. Yeah! Fan club down here on the front stretch as well. Good luck tonight. Inside row number 5, about halfway through the field, this young man has made it happen here at Speedway before. Driving the number 28M, Mr. Mason Castaneda. I'm going to do it. You know I'm going to do it, right? Driving the number 127 machine tonight, starting outside of row number 5 from Corpus Christi, Texas, the bulldozer, Jerry Walters. I cleared that earlier. I just want everybody to know he knew it was coming. Inside the 6th row, had a great run in the heat race, all the way from Cold Spring, Texas, Mr. Colt Beaver in the number 20 machine. Outside of row number 6, from Robstown, Texas, driving the number 1 machine, Jarrett Barber. Good luck, All right, ladies and gentlemen, inside row number 7, the young lady out of Kingsville, Texas, driving the number 58, Mrs. Shiloh Flanagan Broadnecks. Outside of Shiloh, from Sandia, Texas, in the 38 machine, that's going to be Joshua Sewell. Inside row number 8, ladies and gentlemen, the driver of the number 97 machine, Mr. James Aramandia. And outside of James from Corpus Christi, Texas, picked up a feature win here earlier this year. The number 6 machine, that is going to be Daniel Preston. Ninth row back on the inside, the 39 machine out of Corpus Christi, Texas. That is going to be John Wilson. And outside of John, starting outside of row number 10, going to be driving the number 73 machine tonight from Corpus Christi. That is John Ramirez. Inside row number 11, the young lady from Sinton, Texas, driving the number C tonight. That is Miss Caitlin Leonard. All right, folks, outside of this row, driving the number 51 machine tonight from Refugio, Texas, Mr. Daniel Ware. Next back, folks, on the inside, the 99 machine tonight being driven by Miss Sierra Smith.
Everybody loves it. Good luck, Sierra.
Outside, ladies and gentlemen, driving the number 8 machine tonight. First ever time on dirt in the number 8 machine. Hold on here just a second, brother. This is my bad. Stephen Buchanan. First time on dirt, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise for Stephen. Double duty tonight, driving the street stock as well in the 8 machine. And starting towards the back. Hell, we are in the back, right, brother? This is going to be Mr. James Maklachek Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the field for the $750 to win pure stock shootout. It's Ben, not James. My bad, everybody. That's Ben Maklachek. The sheet says James. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the field. $750 to the winner tonight. Make noise for the pure...
Laid back, swerving like I'm George Jones.
Gonna lead him to that green flag. Green flag is out. We're underway for $750. And it looks like Chuck Perry gonna lead the field into turn number 1. Ryan Carlucci gonna settle back into that second spot. Jamie Deers up to third. Horelka in fourth. Here comes Sean Ward on the outside, the 889 machine. Chuck Perry going to lead lap number 1. Carlucci second. Then it's Deere, Horelka, and Ward, the top 5. Westfall, Johnny Westfall on the bottom of turn number 2 in the number 9 machine. Trying to crack the top 5, sits right now in 6th position. Chuck Perry going to lead lap number 2. It's still Carlucci in second, then Deere, Horelka, and Ward, the top 5. Here comes Sean Ward on the outside, trying to get around Mike Horelka. Ward dives back down the bottom. We've got one around in turn number 2. Ooh, going to be a little bit of a tag there from the 39 machine. That's John Wilson in the 39. Green flag going to be coming out this time around. 2 down, 23 to go. There's the green flag. Perry once again leads the field down into turn number 1. Ryan Carlucci right there behind him. Your top 5 pretty much stay the same, except for Mason Castaneda getting around Johnny Westfall. Castaneda up to 5th, Westfall back to 6th. Here comes Sean Ward underneath Jamie Deere for 3rd. Ward, hungry after last time's disqualification 2 weeks ago. Thirsty for a win here tonight at South Texas Speedway underneath Ryan Carlucci. In turn 2, Sean Ward, the man on the move right now in the 889. Ward underneath Carlucci through 3 and 4. Carlucci going to use the momentum, though, to hang on to that second spot. Sean Ward in 3rd, Jamie Deere 4th, Mason Castaneda 5th. Beaver now, Colt Beaver cracking that top 5, trying to get around Mason Castaneda. Ward makes the move for 2nd. Sean Ward up to that 2nd spot, the 889 car, now setting his sights on Chuck Perry, your leader, with 5 laps down and 20 laps to go. Looks like Tommy Miller slow down the backstretch. We've got a yellow on the racetrack. Green flag back out, ladies and gentlemen. 5 laps in the books, 20 to go. Chuck Perry leads the field down into turn number 1. Sean Ward on the bottom of the racetrack. And here comes Mason Castaneda in the 28M underneath Ryan Carlucci into turn number 3. Chuck Perry going to lead lap number 6. Sean Ward second. Castaneda slides up to take the 3rd spot. Here comes Colt Beaver right behind Castaneda on the bottom of the racetrack underneath Carlucci for 4th. Looks like the 8 machine with the right rear flat. Still Chuck Perry out front, Sean Ward second, Castaneda, Beaver, and now Walters, the bulldozer, makes it in the top 5. Still Perry out front, pretty much single file right behind him. Ward is second, Castaneda 3rd, Beaver 4th, and Walters, Jerry Walters, up to that 5th position. Ryan Carlucci, Johnny Westfall, Jesse Sandoval, Joshua Sewell, and Mike Harelka, your top 10. Right down around the bottom of the racetrack, we've got 9 laps complete, 16 laps to go. Looks like Jamie Deere gets the 15D machine refired. And here comes Ward underneath Perry for the lead at turn number 4. Sean Ward now out front. Ward on the bottom of the racetrack in turn number 1. Solidly takes the position. Perry back to 2nd. Castaneda still 3rd. Colt Beaver 4th. And Jerry Walters rounds out the top 5. Sean Ward now able to run 1 lane up off the bottom of the racetrack, trying to pull away from Perry. Perry not letting him do it. Chuck Perry right there on the rear bumper of the 889 machine. Remember, 2 weeks ago, right here at South Texas Speedway, Sean Ward picking up the win, but only to have it stripped away with a disqualification. Ward is hungry for this $750 as we put a lap on Ben Maklachek. Sean Ward still out front, Ben Maklachek letting the rest of the race cars go around. Looks like actually the 82 machine going to go off the speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, there's halfway, 13 down and 12 to go. 13 laps complete, 12 laps left. $750 on the line. Sean Ward still out front in the 889 machine. Chuck Perry losing a little bit of ground right through the middle of the quarter. Here comes Mason Castaneda. Castaneda right on the bumper of the 115 machine. We got a car around in turn number 4. That is John Wilson. Yellow flag going to come to the speedway once again. Sean Ward going to lead him to it. There's the green flag. We're back underway. 13 down, 12 to go. And Mason Castaneda and Chuck Perry get together. They both lose several spots. Perry goes back to 5th. Castaneda back to about 10th. Not the restart either of those drivers were hoping for. Sean Ward out front. Colt Beaver is now 2nd. Ryan Carlucci is 3rd. Jerry Walters 4th. Chuck Perry now 5th. Castaneda with probably a left front flat, just dropping slowly towards the back. Gonna make the hard right turn off the speedway. We've got Johnny Westfall around in turn number 3. Looks like Johnny gonna bring us another caution. Right now, Ryan Carlucci, Jerry Walters, 3 and 4. Chuck Perry rounds out the top 5. Green flag is back out. Mason Castaneda coming back out after replacing left front. Let's watch and see if Mason can make his way towards the front with 8 laps to go. Make it 7 this time by the stripe. Still Sean Ward. Oh, and Beaver slow on the outside. There comes Walters to make contact. And Joshua Sewell's all the way around. Top 5. Green flag is back out. We are back underway. 14 down, 11 to go. Ward once again leads the field down into turn number 1. Carlucci right underneath him. Down the backstretch into turn 3. Here comes Chuck Perry, your early race leader, up on the outside, trying to pick off 2 spots. We're 3 wide of the turn number 4. Ward solidly into that front position. Chuck Perry battling it out on the high side of the racetrack. Gonna slip back into that 4th position. Barber now takes over the 3rd spot. Carlucci still in 2nd spot. Jarrett Barber 3rd. Chuck Perry 4th. And now Daniel Ware makes his way up to 5th. 15 down that time, folks. 10 to go. 16 down, make it 9 to go. Going to be 17 and 8 this time by Sean Ward out front. Ryan Carlucci is 2nd, Barber 3rd, Perry 4th, and Ware rounds out the top 5. Shiloh Broadnax trying to get back underneath Daniel Ware to take over that 5th position. Side by side into turn number 3. The battle heating up for that 2nd spot. Here comes Barber underneath. Jarrett Barber to 2nd. Ryan Carlucci back to 3rd. Chuck Perry now right there on the outside. They're 3 wide for 2nd. Sean Ward with almost a straightaway over that group. Once again, 3 wide through turns 3 and 4. Ryan Carlucci rubbing his racing right now, folks. Barber hangs onto that 2nd spot. Perry around the outside. Chuck Perry driving the wheels off that 115 car right now. Side by side with Barber for 2nd. Down the backstretch into turn 3. Perry on the outside. Give him 2nd position, but Barber with a run to the stripe. That was 20 down, about 4.5 laps left for Sean Ward. The driver of the 889 well out front of this thing right now. Chuck Perry, though, still battling with Jarrett Barber for 2nd. Barber with the spot at the line once again. Perry in 3rd. Carlucci is 4th. Shiloh Broadnax rounds out the top 5. 3 to go this time by for your leader, Sean Ward. Jarrett Barber trying to make that number 1 machine as wide as possible. Chuck Perry with a good run that time out of turn number 4, but it's not enough to carry it around turns 1 and 2. Going to be coming to 2 to go this time by Sean Ward with 2 laps to go. Jarrett Barber now into 2nd spot for sure. Now Perry contending with Carlucci. Ryan Carlucci on the bottom of turn number 1. Chuck Perry hanging on to that 3rd spot for the moment. Sean Ward, meanwhile, your leader, going to be coming to the white flag. 1 more lap to go around South Texas Speedway. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The white flag out for Sean Ward. 2nd spot, still Jarrett Barber, Chuck Perry, Ryan Carlucci, and now Daniel Preston, your top 5. Preston gets around Broadnax for 5th. Meanwhile, back up front into turn 3 for the final time. Out of turn number 4, checkered flag and $750 going to Sean Ward. Barber comes across in 2nd. Perry is 3rd. Carlucci 4th. And Preston gonna hang on for 5th. Ladies and gentlemen, he's out of the race car. Make some noise for the 889, Sean Ward. I heard that. Sean, brother, we were down here again. Like I said, 2 weeks ago, they took it from you in Tech Area. It's yours tonight, man, and a big check to go along with it. Is it like redemption or vengeance or what? What is this tonight?
Just to prove that the part wasn't my victory.
There you go. It ain't a torque converter, right?
No, sir, it ain't.
All driver. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise one more time for Sean Ward. $750 richer tonight. I tell you what, Sean, you had a heck of a run going there with Chuck. You got around Chuck and then just held on to it. No looking back after that, man. The car was just as smooth as silk. Did it feel as good as it looked?
Not really. I didn't really think I was ever going to get around Chuck.
You had a good run there with Chuck. Chuck ended up going back to about 5th and battling his way back to 3rd. So good run for him as well. But you got anybody you want to thank on this thing?
Steve Whitaker Sr., Jr., 89 Motorsports, WW Bodies, my dad, First Class Towing, my mom, wife, kids. Couldn't do it without everybody in the stands.
Absolutely. Big old check tonight, brother. One more time, folks. Sean Ward. We made it count. "15 laps the distance, folks. 8 cars the field. Lynn Fox and Cheryl Gray going to lead them to it this time out of 4. And contact right off the get-go. Cheryl hangs on to it down in the turn number 1. Lynn Fox going to be your leader. Here comes Hector Aguirre up the inside, though. Off the bottom of turn 2. Aguirre side by side with Lynn Fox. The 6H did not show. Hector Aguirre going to lead lap number 1. Lynn Fox there in 2nd. 3rd spot was Jason Fitch in the 23F. Now Fitch and Fox right side by side through turns 1 and 2. Coming out of 4, going to lead lap number 2. Still Aguirre out front. Fitch in 2nd spot. Then it's Fox, Stevens, and Pesic. Oh, and Lynn Fox is around. Oh, my goodness gracious. Lynn Fox starts to lose it in turn number 2. Stevens with nowhere to go. Pesic, the same problem as well. We got him wadded up down in the bottom of turn number 2. Green flag is out, ladies and gentlemen. We are back underway. Jason Fitch with a great jump off the outside, right behind the 113 machine going into turn number 1. Aguirre going to lead him down the back chute into 3. It's Fitch in 2nd. Stevens hanging on to that 3rd spot. Jim Heatherly now up to 4th. Cheryl Gray rounds out the top 5. No change in the running order so far. Gray trying to get underneath Heatherly for that 4th position. Here comes Lynn Fox underneath Stephen Buchanan, trying to take over 6th on the racetrack. Aguirre still out front. Fitch in 2nd. Then it's a long way back to the 3rd spot and William Stevens. Almost a straightaway between 2nd and 3rd spot right now. Fitch only got about a car length between himself and your leader. Aguirre stretches the lead down the backstretch into turn number 3. Fitch driving in deep in the third corner. Aguirre pretty much on cruise control right now. Jason Fitch trying to fight the car. The entrance much better on the 23F, but the exit just too good for the 113. Right here up off the bottom, it's got the dig, the 113 machine. Up off the bottom, watch it here in turn number 2, the same thing. The exit is just fantastic for the 113 car. Fitch now driving it in deep once again in turn number 3. Trying to close the gap, but the exit just not gonna work. Fitch with a great run off the top that time, though. Into turn number 1, looks like we're gonna lose Jim Heatherly in the 4 car. Jason Fitch that time not the run he was wanting out of turn number 2. Lost a lot of ground to Aguirre on the bottom. Aguirre, though, tight right through the middle of the corner. Once again, down in the turn number 1, looks like 9 laps complete. 6 laps to go, make it about 5.5. Down the back chute, into turn number 3. Aguirre once again tight through the middle of the corner, but it's good enough off the exit to hang on to that lead. Jason Fitch with only about 2, 3, maybe 3 car lengths. Looks like Stephen Buchanan going around in turn number 4. Stephen Buchanan around in turn number 4. That's going to give us a yellow. Street stock feature back underway. Green flag back out. Fitch, that time with a great run off the top of turn number 2, as is Lynn Fox. Fox picks up 2 positions. Here comes Fitch around the outside for the lead. Going to be side by side this time in a turn number 4. Fitch with a great run off the top side. Going to take the lead in turn number 1. Aguirre battling back, has probably seen the 23 car this time. Now he's playing defense. On the bottom of the racetrack, once again, snug on the exit. Hector Aguirre trying to run 1 lane up off the bottom. Don't know who it was that time. Going to be 2 to go next time by. That one was too close for me to call. Looks like Fitch bobbles, though, in turns 1 and 2. Aguirre stretches the lead out to about 4 car lengths down the back chute. Into turn number 3. Going to be 2 to go this time by at the stripe. There it is for your leader. Jason Fitch now with 2 more laps to close the gap and try to take the lead once again. Aguirre on the bottom of the racetrack once again, going to be looking at the white flag this time. 1 more lap to go. Jason Fitch still in second spot. Lynn Fox third. William Stevens, Cheryl Gray, and Stephen Buchanan, the remainder of the field. Back chute for the final time. About a half straightaway advantage for Aguirre in the 113 machine. Looking like it's going to be his race to lose. Checkered flag in the air. Hector Aguirre with the win. Jason Fitch in second spot. Lynn Fox is third. William Stevens going to be fourth. Cheryl Gray fifth. Stephen Buchanan rounds them out in sixth. Climbing out of the race car, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Hector Aguirre. Making it happen tonight. There it is. Hey, brother. I saw you earlier this afternoon, man. How you doing?
Good. Felt good to be in the car. I want to wish everybody a happy Mother's Day, especially my mom and Debbie. Want to thank everybody for y'all support and coming out to South Texas Speedway. Want to thank Dirty Bodies, Coors Light, Nick Robbins, Race on Texas, Don Betts, Chuck Perry, my mom, my brother, everybody. Couldn't do it without you guys, so we appreciate it. Saints forward. Yeah, Saints forward. So thank everybody.
Good job, brother. Real quick, did you see Jason come around you on the outside? You're running the bottom. Jason got a good run out of 4, drug you down the front stretch, comes around in turn 1. It's kind of a blind spot for me down here, and I see you just like on it out of 2. This thing had the dig off the bottom all night long. Did you know he was there?
I seen him and I said, don't change your line. Don't do it. You know, if he's going to come around you on the high side, he deserves it. So I didn't know how much was out there coming off. So I said, you know what? Just get down there as far close up tires as you can get and make it happen. So, yeah, it was a great race. Would have liked to see Michael Pesic and Bill Stevens. Sorry that they got wrecked out, but it was a good time. So thanks for coming out.
Absolutely, folks. One more time. Make some noise. Hector Aguirre taking the win tonight. Green flag's out and we're underway. And I don't know dick about how to talk. Chuck Perry going to lead him out of turn number 2. He's got the early lead down the back chute into turn number 3. Schelling in second spot. We're side by side for third. Maklachek on the bottom. Schelling goes around. Oh, going to collect Dustin Butcher. Kevin Schelling, your pole setter. Going to be going green this time out of turn number 4. No laps complete, 20 laps to go. Limited modified feature underway. Schelling leads the field down in the turn number 1. Chuck Perry on the outside. Looks like we're 2x2, pretty much all the way back there. Perry gets loose on the exit of turn 2. Here comes Lawrence Maklachek. The wily veteran going to take the lead out of turn number 4. Old Dog still got bite tonight. Schelling back to second. Perry is third. Hunter Flanagan having a heck of a run through the bottom of the infield there. We're 3 wide at a turn number 2. That is Stephen Whitaker Jr., Logan Shunka, and Chuck Perry. Whitaker on the move on the bottom of the racetrack. Driving Ray Shulman's Apollo Towing Service 2R tonight. After losing a motor in hot laps in his regular ride, gets around Schelling for second. This is going to be a good one. Lawrence Maklachek still your leader, but Stephen Whitaker Jr. on his way to the front. Almost a straightaway advantage. Plenty of time to close the gap. Whitaker sets his sights on the 87 machine. Almost 3 wide once again on a turn number 4. That's David Shurey, Eddie Ross, and Chuck Perry out of turn number 4. Ross underneath Perry for 4th. Perry not going to give it up that easily. Out of turn number 4, it looks like Eddie Ross going to take over that 4th spot. Perry back to 5th, and it's David Shurey, Cody Leonard, Hunter Flanagan, Dustin Butcher, and Logan Shunka rounding out the top 10. Now here comes David Shurey alongside Chuck Perry. We got a car around at the bottom of turn number 1. That's Tom Grothuse. And Schelling around on the front stretch. Your pole setter, Kevin Schelling, around on the front stretch. See some smoke out of the headers. We are going to get a yellow on the racetrack. Cushion of a lead built up. It is now gone. Let's see what Whitaker can do with him. Green flag is out. We're underway. Maklicek with a great start. Shurey making his way up to 3rd. Gets around the BD2 of Eddie Ross. Here comes Cody Leonard underneath Chuck Perry for 5th. Perry back to 6th. Nose to tail through turns 3 and 4. Leonard picks up a spot again. Leonard's up to 4th. Here comes Hunter Flanagan following suit. Lawrence Maklicek still out front, about a car length between himself and Stephen Whitaker Jr. David Shurey hanging on to that 3rd spot. Cody Leonard's now 4th. Hunter Flanagan last time out here won the thing. Right now he's sitting in 5th. We got green flag is out. We're back underway. Maklicek once again leads the field into turn number 1. Whitaker right there in 2nd spot. David Shurey right there in 3rd. A good run for Shurey tonight in the 38 machine. Cody Leonard underneath coming into turn number 3. Trying to take over that 3rd spot from David Shurey. Hunter Flanagan right there in 5th. 3 wide, almost 4 out of turn number 4. Your top 5 pretty much single file, then it's just anybody's guess right there behind them. Eddie Ross, Chuck Perry side by side. Caleb Hudgens, Dustin Butcher side by side. Cody Leonard looks like some problems for the 12 machine. Leonard slow around the top, not sure what happened. Carlucci around again in turn number 3. Maklicek once again leads him to the green. Green flag is out. We're back underway. Great start off the bottom for Stephen Whitaker Jr. And Chuck Perry just slinging the 115 in there with nowhere to go. Looks like Logan Shunka goes around. Green flag's back out. We're back underway. Maklicek leads the field back through turns 1 and 2. Caleb Hudgens taking a scenic Sunday drive through the infield, going to come back out on the racetrack. We get 1 in the books. That's 10 down, 10 to go. Still Maklicek out front. Whitaker in 2nd spot. Shurey 3rd. Flanagan 4th. Good battle for 5th. Dustin Butcher on the outside. Going to drive it deep into turn number 3. Eddie Ross on the bottom. Who's it going to be out of turn number 4? Give it to Butcher. Dustin Butcher cracks the top 5. Hunter Flanagan all over. Oh! And Butcher and Shunka getting together. Green flag is back out. We are back underway. Whitaker that time with his best shot trying to get around Maklicek. Whitaker running the high side of the racetrack here at South Texas Speedway, trying to close the gap. Maklicek pulling away as we speak down the front chute. The car just gripping and ripping through turns 1 and 2. Maklicek smooth and easy on the bottom of the racetrack. Whitaker closing the gap right through the middle, but on the exit, Maklicek once again pulls away from Stephen Whitaker Jr. David Shurey still 3rd. Hunter Flanagan still 4th. Eddie Ross still running out the top 5. Cody Leonard's made his way back up to 6th after leaving the racetrack. Field pretty much single file now around the racetrack. We've got 15 down and 5 to go. Maklachek, Whitaker, Shuri, Flanagan, Ross, your top 5. Oh, and Schelling is around again on the front stretch. Going to back it down to the go-kart track. Well out of the racing line. Looks like Schelling is going to hang out there for the remainder of the race. And Dustin Butcher slow off the back stretch. Looks like the 90K's night is done. Lawrence Maklachek about a straightaway advantage now over Stephen Whitaker Jr. Schelling going to pull back out on the speedway as we get 2 to go. Maklachek with 2 to go. Whitaker still second. Flanagan and Shuri with a heck of a battle going on right now for third. Flanagan underneath Shuri in turns 1 and 2. Shuri trying to slam the door. Flanagan right there, not giving an inch. White flag going to be in the air for your leader. Hunter Flanagan once again. Flanagan jumps a tractor tire in turn number 3. David Shuri hangs on to it. 2 more shots for Flanagan to take that third spot. Maklachek, meanwhile, through turn 3 for the final time. Out of turn 4, a face full of checkered flag for Lawrence Maklachek. Stephen Whitaker Jr. is second. Third is going to be David Shuri. Fourth will be Hunter Flanagan. And fifth will be Eddie Ross. I was talking to Lawrence earlier today before the races got started. I had the trophy here in my hand, and Lawrence pointed at it and said, "You're going to hand that to me later tonight." And I'll be damned if he wasn't right. Ladies and gentlemen, Lawrence Maklachek taking the win. Brother, first of all, there's your trophy. Oh, they like it. They really like it. Well, Lawrence, brother, good job, man. Out there just on the bottom doing your thing. No pressure, right?
Nah, I don't know if I had pressure or not. I was just trying not to make mistakes. I thought I'd never meet you, Nick.
As long as we've been doing this thing together, I've never got to speak to you down here. It feels good. Well, first of all, here's your trophy. And anybody you want to thank on the race car? I know you do a lot of this work yourself, and I guess you can just kind of rub it in Marcus's face when you get home, right?
Yeah, actually, Marcus had some stuff to do tonight that I was supposed to do, and I'm probably gonna get in trouble, but I'll get it'll get over with.
That's right. Well, Lawrence, once again, man, congratulations taking the win here. Pretty much looked like it was on you, brother. You were just kind of on cruise control down around the bottom, and it looked good.
Yeah, the car, it's nice to have a car that'll turn. And then I've been working. In fact, most of this year I've been testing and trying, and sometimes I'm going backwards. I think the last 3 weeks I kind of got my car going better. You know, Stevie's hard to outrun too, so I've been really working hard on it, and maybe it's paying off now. Of course, he wasn't in his own car tonight, but it don't matter to me.
That's what he's going to say later on, right? I wasn't in my own car.
That's all right. I still outrun his ass, so.
Old dog still got bite. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Lawrence Maklachek with the win. I'm going to turn number 4, Brandon Skinner. On the inside of that front row, steps on the gas, and we're underway. And Jenny Barber with a great run off the outside. Looking to make it 2 in a row. Barber around Skinner for the lead. Jenny Barber leads the field down into turn number 3. Here comes Dudley on the outside, the old El Camino, the 112 machine. Looking underneath, kicks the rear end around. Can't quite make the move. Tyler Gilpin right there behind in 4th spot. Coming into turn number 1, Jenny Barber leads lap number 1. Brandon Skinner in 2nd. Chris Dudley 3rd. Tyler Gilpin right there in 4th. Benjamin Maklachek rounds him out in 5th. Still Barber out front, and she is pulling away. Jenny Barber with almost a straightaway already over Brandon Skinner. Very calm, collected cockpit, smooth, right through the middle of the corner, a little bit of a fishtail on the exit. Perfect form for Jenny Barber. Skinner still in 2nd. Battle on the racetrack right now. I agree with you, it doesn't look like Jenny. driving.
That's what I thought.
Barber still out front by nearly a straightaway over Brandon Skinner. Chris Dudley in third spot. Tyler Gilpin is fourth. Benjamin Maklicek rounds him out in fifth. 5 down and 7 to go. Dudley trying to close the gap on Skinner and take over that second spot. Gilpin doing the same thing. Dudley once again a little bit sideways on the exit at turn number 4, but holds it together and holds the spot. Dudley now on the very bottom of the racetrack through turns 1 and 2, kicking up a little bit of dust down the back chute into 3. Running about a lane up off the bottom as Barber now with a full straightaway advantage over Brandon Skinner. Down into turn number 3. Coming out of turn 4 pretty much in another county right now. Eight complete that time, 4 to go, making about 3.5 down the back chute for your leader. Going to be coming to 2 to go this time by your leader, Jenny Barber, out front. About a lap and a half to go. Going to be looking squarely at the white flag, this time at a turn number 4. Jenny Barber dominating here in the Bomber Feature. Skinner still in second spot, got his hands full with Chris Dudley. Tyler Gilpin fourth. Benjamin Maklicek rounding out the field in fifth. Through turn number 3 for the final time out of turn number 4, a face full of checkered flag. Jenny Barber with the win. 2 weeks in a row. And Dudley loops it in the final turn. Skinner going to get second. Gilpin will be third. Maklicek fourth. Chris Dudley going to round him out in fifth. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 features in a row for Jenny Barber. Yeah, here it come, girl. Don't run away just yet. I think I speak for all of us when I say, damn, like just gone, fired out of a rocket. Nobody had anything for you. I mean, you just all by yourself, literally a straightaway or plus most of the race ahead of everybody else. Was it just that smooth? Did you just feel that good or what?
A little bit bumpy. I was shocked, honestly, about how good it drove, but it was fun. It was really fun.
It looked real good. Like you never even let up, just smooth all the way through the corners. It was really impressive. I'm proud of you. That was pretty damn good stuff right there, girl.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Who do you want to thank on the race car?
My dad mainly, and all my friends for coming out and supporting me.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, 2 weeks in a row for the young lady, Jenny Barber, tonight in the Bomber Feature.